So that's why taking their business into the online space means giving 5x speed or 10x speed to grow their business. It saves a lot of money. They can save at least 75% of their marketing budget, save a lot of time, and they can directly reach out to more and more people on daily basis, and that to the hot leads, not the vague audience.
So hello everyone and welcome back to one more awesome episode of the Achievers Club podcast show. And this particular episode is specifically for the people, those who are looking forward to convert their passion into profits, that is to make money online. Because in this particular episode, we have an amazing guest named Vireesh Basavaraj, who is helping people to convert their passion into an online business with the help of digital marketing so that people can start making money through their own passion. And Vireesh Basavaraj is a digital marketing expert, and currently he is doing multiple startups, and he has also got recognition from Entrepreneurs of India, Joe Stocks, and many other great opportunities as well. And in this particular episode, he has shared his own expertise because so far he has impacted 25,000 plus lives with the help of his own expertise in digital marketing. And he has also helped across 6,700 plus people so far in his own regional language, that is Kannada, to convert their passion into profits. So please do make sure that if you are looking forward to convert your passion into profits, or even if you are already into digital marketing and you are facing some problems, or you want to excel into digital marketing, then this particular episode can help you out. Please do make sure that you watch this particular episode right from the beginning till the end, because this particular episode is going to give you one-stop solution for digital marketing 101. This is in the form of that particular course itself. So please do make sure that you watch till the end, and please do ensure that you watch this particular episode with at least one friend of yours who is into digital marketing or who is looking forward to convert his or her passion into profits. And I'll see you at the end of this podcast. Vireesh sir, welcome to the Achievers Club podcast show. How are you doing?
Thank you so much, Sahil. Thanks for welcoming me for this podcast of yours. I'm really doing awesome. How are you doing?
I'm also doing great, and it's an honor for me that finally we are connecting, and we are going to discuss something very important, because I think the topic which we are going to discuss today is it's like the most important necessity now. Before COVID, everybody used to think that digital marketing is the thing which we have to do once we reach certain mark in terms of our business, in terms of our online presence. But right now, I'm able to sense that digital marketing and to have that online presence, online branding, it's a must, whether it is a normal human being or whether it is a business, or even if it's like the biggest of the biggest venture. So honestly, this conversation is going to be very interactive, and along with that, maybe what you can do is whatever questions I'll ask, you can keep in mind that I am just as an audience, because honestly speaking, there are some pieces of digital marketing which I'm aware, but there are a lot of things which I'm going to ask at a personal level, and audience can also get maximum benefit from it. So for the very new audience, can you just describe who you are as a person? Like, what was your previous career and why you opted into teaching digital marketing to like the audience?
Okay. So basically, by education, I'm a mechanical engineer. Okay, I have completed my BE in mechanical engineering, and I didn't have any clarity about what career should I choose. Okay, so I didn't have any exposure to the industries. I didn't have any exposure to the internet that time, and maybe because of those reasons and those criteria, I went on going with the flow of life, and that's how I ended up spending approximately around 10 to 12 years of my life in the corporate industry. I have worked with Indian MNCs, German MNCs, and US based MNCs in my entire tenure as a sales and business development manager. Just out of my curiosity and thinking that digital marketing would help me excel in my career. That's how I thought about it, and that's how I learned digital marketing.
Okay.
But deep inside me, I always wanted to contribute back to the student's life, but I didn't know how. So one fine day, I just got an opportunity to hear one of the podcasts of Steve Jobs, and I got to hear one very beautiful line saying that you can connect the dots only by looking in the past, not in the future. So that has impacted me a lot, and that's when I started working really hard on whatever I'm doing currently, thinking that okay, somewhere or the other it will lead me to my dream life. And exactly the same thing has happened. I have understood everything right from the scratch, how the career begins in anybody's life, what level of frustration one can go to, and if at all people want to choose the career that makes them happy, that makes them feel that okay, I'm really enjoying my career, what should be the right approach? So when I subjected myself into a career coaching field, I got the understanding about all these things. And then I decided, okay, this is it I want to do now. Okay, that's how I chose career coaching as a profession. But since I had already learned digital marketing, I just made a best use of it and started teaching digital marketing in the online space and started helping people monetize their passion. For example, if you have a passion of watching movies, now I can help you with how you can make money by utilizing your passion of watching movies. If you have a passion of traveling, I can help you with how you can make money by using your passion of traveling with the help of digital marketing. So I'm a very family guy. I love to spend time with my family, kids, and my topmost core values. The top three topmost core values are: first one is family, second one is contribution, and third one is freedom. Okay, that's how I'm leading my dream life now. And so far, I'm able to help approximately around 7,000 people. I've impacted 38,000 people so far since I own a digital marketing agency. I run a digital marketing training institute, and I'm doing a motivational speaking also.
That's great. And honestly, the numbers, you have helped across even so far more than 7,000 people, and you have impacted more than 30,000 lives. That itself is a very great achievement. And once again, congratulations for that as well. And although we are discussing about digital marketing thing, and you made career into it, and honestly, through your own journey, I'm able to sense that there was some sort of pain inside you, due to which you made it absolutely simple for the audience so that they don't have to go through that pain phase once again. So once again, that's a great initiative. And talking about digital marketing, so can you give a brief like digital marketing 101? Like honestly, I thought in the beginning of this podcast that we can do this in the format where audience can learn about digital marketing right from the scratch. So can you describe what digital marketing is all about right from the basics? Because there are a lot of definitions on Google, Binge, Yahoo, whatever, or even we can go for ChatGPT. But from the person who is actually doing this and teaching people about the same, so what's your definition of digital marketing and why it is important in this era?
Okay, to answer this question, I would like to start with the question again. Okay, so if you want to travel from Delhi to Bangalore, which mode would you prefer? By walk, by car, by train, or by flight?
Obviously by flight.
Why?
Because honestly, that will save a lot of time. So that would be my reason.
Okay, it will save you a lot of time. It will save your a lot of energy, and it will help you do more things in less time. Correct?
Yeah, perfect.
That's what exactly digital marketing do for anybody in today's scenario. Okay, be it a student, be it a housewife, be it a working professional, or be it a business owner. If if somebody is a student and they want to make a career out of it, whenever a student goes to an interview, nobody will ask them in which college you have learned or how many marks you have obtained, what are your grades. Nobody will ask them. Every business owner is trying to see what kind of skills they are having now. The business owners are not looking for the people who are well educated. Instead, they are looking for the people who are well skilled. Okay,
Yes.
if students start learning right from the day when they are into their graduation, let us say they're in the second year of their graduation or third year of their graduation, if they start learning it now, they will not only be able to make their pocket money, instead they'll be able to make more money than that. Okay, they'll be able to bear all of their educational expenses. They become self-dependent on their expenses. This is the first thing. And second thing is they will have the work experience proof as soon as they start giving the interviews. Okay, the rest of the friends would be having a degree certificate with them, but these guys who starts learning it right in the college itself, they will be having a work experience proof. Okay,
Yes.
digital marketing cannot be learned just by reading it or just by watching the videos. No, you have to implement. You cannot swim. You cannot learn swimming by sitting at the bank watching somebody swimming there. Okay, and for the housewives, if somebody is a homemaker and if they can't step out of their home for doing a job, definitely they will need an opportunity to work from home at the flexible times that allows them to work, right?
Yeah.
If we consider that, then digital marketing is must for them, because irrespective of what kind of passion they have or the knowledge they have or the interest they have, they can monetize their passion. For example, if a homemaker is pretty good at baking, let us take an example of baking, and if she has already started taking orders of baking cakes, cake orders or party orders from somebody, from the known people, how do you think she'll be getting the orders? How she can grow her business now? Either by word of mouth
Yeah.
or by doing a little one-on-one marketing. That's the only method the people used to think like that. But right now, if she starts bringing it onto the digital platform, she can, without spending any money, she can promote her business to the maximum people. Okay. So with the organic promotion, also we are able to generate more than 90 to 100 leads per month for our business without spending any single penny.
That's
Okay.
amazing.
That is the power of marketing for any working professional. If he or she feels like, okay, the salary I'm not getting is not enough to fulfill my dreams, or I'm not satisfied with the way I'm living my life, or I'm not satisfied with the work that I'm doing.
Mhm.
If at all they want to utilize their passion, then they want to start working in the field of digital marketing. They can learn the skill and then start working in the domain of their interest. For
Hmm.
example, if you are a fitness freak,
Yeah.
let us say you are a fitness freak and you want to work with the people who are into that industry. If you just learn this one skill, you can go and start serving only the people who are working in the fitness domain itself. Be it a yoga, be it a gym, Zumba, whatever it is. There are micro niches. Okay? So you can choose any niche and you can start working on that. And you can make ample amount of money, huge money in that. Okay? And when it comes to business owner, if in today's scenario, if any business is not in the online space, that means the business is not anymore existing. People will consider it like that. Okay? So that's why taking their business into the online space means giving 5x speed or 10x speed to grow their business.
Hmm. That's
It
true.
saves a lot of money. They can save at least 75% of their marketing budget, save a lot of time, and they can directly reach out to more and more people on daily basis, and that to the hot leads, not the vague audience.
Hmm. That's true.
Okay? So this is all about the brief intro of digital marketing according to me.
That's true. And honestly, because even before this podcast, I read about what digital marketing is all about, and even through my own career, also, I'm able to understand what it is all about. So now we have discussed that, and even honestly, I'm able to sense that for any of the person who is existing on this planet, if we are using digital marketing, we can actually leverage it into our own favor. And ultimately, as you mentioned, we can actually improve and increase our productivity, and we can increase our results
Yes.
by at least 5x to 10x by just going digital, and we can reach the goals whatever we have set for ourselves as soon as possible in the legal, moral, and ethical way, because digital marketing is something which is not completely which is like what a lot of people do mention, like do this, do that. It is not a quick rich scheme. It is like once we are being consistent on it, it's like we are planting our own money plant, right? The what a lot of people do mention that money does not grow on plants. So we are just planting our trees so that ultimately in future we are getting leverage results for ourselves. So that's great. And right now we discussed that it can be used by anyone and everyone who is willing to monetize and create a source of income from their passion or their interest, whatever it is all about. So can you describe for the basic audience? Let's assume there are a lot of students or maybe there are a lot of homemakers, those who are watching this podcast, and right now they have some sort of passion. And as you mentioned about the niche thing, for the audience, like let me make it clear, niche is something which is like the main topic which we are going to discuss. Like as you are into digital marketing, I'm into technical analysis. So these are different niches, right? And maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong on this. And along with that, like let's assume they have some sort of hobbies. So what are the different aspects which are involved in digital marketing? Like what are the different things which we have to learn, and what are the things which we have to implement in order to take a grip of digital marketing as a whole?
Okay. For any beginner who wants to leverage the power of digital marketing, they need not have to have all the fancy tools and paid promotional activities in the beginning itself. Okay. So the biggest concern of most of the Indian population is they think that okay, पहले पैसे आने दो, बाद में मैं पैसे लगाऊंगा. First, let me make some money, then I'll invest some money. Okay, which is not going to work for a long time, but at least to begin with, they should start investing on themselves at least to learn this skill first. Once they start learning this skill, how to market themselves, how to monetize their passion, they will start understanding what are the different steps they can take. Okay, just to mention here, first of all, they need to identify on what particular topic they want to work with. What is their core passion? And by doing what, they don't even realize how time flies. Okay, if they understand this particular fact, they can get hooked to that particular interest of theirs and they can start building their own profile on the social media. Once they start building their own profile on the social media with respect to that particular profile, they will start attracting more and more people who like the same things. Okay, you will find any number of people who are having the same kind of interest as yours, and even the algorithms will help you to reach out to the similar kind of people. Okay, automatically, when like-minded people come together, they will start liking each other's posts. That's how they will start growing eventually. Okay, the consistency is very important, the discipline is very important, and value offering is very important. You can start making money on the digital platform either by entertaining or by educating or by helping somebody in growing the status. Okay, these are the three main areas where by doing you can make a lot of money on this. Okay, to begin with, you can start with by learning graphic designing or social media marketing. These are the two things that you must learn in your life. Whether you want to work as a digital marketer or not, but if you want to grow in your life, these two are must because uh, people are ready to buy even the stones if it is wrapped in a golden wrapper. Okay, so the package is going to matter a lot, and that's the reason why most of the people want to know how to advertise, how to market. Marketing is not about telling what you have to offer. Marketing is all about creating a need to the person who doesn't even want it.
That's deeper one.
Okay.
That's deeper one.
So once you learn the skill of how to market something, automatically you can become an asset to yourself also and to others also.
That's great. And what are the different things, like as you mentioned about graphic designing and as you mentioned about social media marketing also? So what are the different, let's assume I'm a beginner and I'm having a hobby. Okay, so let's take an example. Like as you mentioned about, either it is by entertaining, or it is by education, or it is by helping people to improve their status, right? So these are the three categories. So let's assume I'm from education thing. Like I know about, let's assume high performance, right? So high performance thing, like in terms of mindset and psychology, right? Let's assume that's my interest, and I want to be in the educational field. So what are the different aspects which I need to learn? As you mentioned about graphic designing and social media marketing, right? So what are the different other aspects which I need to learn in the initial stage so that I can kickstart my journey? And later on, if I wish to, like initially we can start as a solopreneur, and then we can hire more people for doing other tasks as well. But to kickstart with, what are the different activities which we need to learn?
See, when it comes to digital marketing, there is a term called integrated marketing. Okay, integrated marketing means getting more and more people from different channels.
Okay.
A person who's spending his time on the Facebook must be spending his time on the Instagram or not. Okay, not compulsory. But the same person might be spending his time in reading the blogs, right? Or watching YouTube videos or listening to the podcasts. So the more and more you are getting a chance to connect with the people, the higher the chances that you will attract the same kind of people. Okay, if you start talking about the psychology and mental health, okay, and if you want to attract the similar kind of leads, then automatically you have to create different channels for the people to connect with you. And to learn that and to do that, you have to start learning initially to kickstart. These are the two requirements you can start with. Graphic designing and social media marketing are the must that you can kickstart with. And if you want to take it in a bigger level, then definitely you must need a website, and you should start writing blogs, and then start using the automation system. Marketing automation system is must. Okay, because you never know what kind of person sitting at which place is watching your content or consuming your content. Let us say sitting in India, you are creating a content, and a person sitting in USA might be consuming your content in the midnight for us. Okay, and if that person signs up for any of your newsletter, immediately he should receive a thank you mail, and that can happen by using automation system. So these are the few main things that you should learn while you want to set up your business or empire in the digital space.
That's true. And honestly, I feel that these are the basic and the most important things with which we can kickstart. And without, let's assume, without learning graphic designing or social media marketing, I don't think any of the businesses can actually run and they can succeed in a longer run. Okay, so that was the one. And
one more thing, I forgot to mention, content is the king. Okay, so no matter what you want to do in whichever field, you must learn how to create the content and how to connect it with your target audience. That is very much important. Okay, for example, let us say you are you're an expert or you have interest in psychology and mental health, and now if at all I want to sell you a digital marketing course, I should be able to connect my product with your interest.
That's
People
true.
should learn this art. Okay. Now, if you come to me in one-on-one session and if I start talking to you, then I should be able to make you understand how you can make money by learning digital marketing and utilizing your passion.
That's true.
It is very easy for me to connect the psychology or mental health with respect to how you can monetize it using the power of digital marketing. Can you think of any different niche that you might think like, okay, this is very, very tough to connect it with digital marketing? Give me any one niche and I can tell you how to link it to that.
I don't think so, because honestly, so far, like whatever guests have come so far, all are using digital marketing, and we have covered up a lot of topics. And that is why we are doing this podcast, because I thought like overall, no matter what the topic is all about, we can still use digital marketing at its peak and we can get the best results out of it. But for this podcast sake, maybe we can take the example of okay, let's take example of NLP, neuro linguistic programming.
Okay,
And healing.
let me give you one example.
Go for it. Yeah.
Okay, gardening and cooking.
Gardening and cooking. Okay, both of these. Okay.
You have a task to connect these two domains now. You want to make money from gardening and you have interest in cooking. You want to make money out of it using digital marketing. Okay? While creating a content, you should be clever enough to combine your gardening as a main domain and cooking as a subdomain.
Okay.
Okay, connect it. Try it.
Okay, so what I can do is like let's assume in the form of creating content, what we can do is while we are doing gardening, we can actually create some videos and we can mention what are the pros and cons, like, in the sense, like what are the do's and don'ts, initial do's and don'ts. And if someone, like, let's assume we can create separate pieces of content for the people, those who are starting off in the gardening phase, in the gardening journey. And there are a lot of people, those who are already into it, but they want to actually explore it more. So for the audience, for the new audience, what we can do is, like, we can create some pieces of content, like what are the initial to-do list which we have to keep in mind. And then it would be like, what are the routines which we have to follow for the you can consider the for to get the best results in terms of our gardening, and in terms of getting the best potential outcome from what we are putting into in the form of input. And then it would be like, how do we take care of plants, how do we take care of, let's assume, the overall environment, what are the things which we have to keep surrounding to that. I think these are the basic things. And when it comes to cooking, what we can mention is that, okay, so like it can go for in the form of content I'm mentioning, like while we are cooking some other dishes, some sort of different dishes, so we can create small content like reels and other things. We can also go for long format, but we can go for
Hold.
yeah.
Now, what you did, you have created two different contents for different audiences.
Yes.
Okay. I was talking about connecting these two things. Okay.
Okay.
If at all you want to monetize your passion, two different passions of gardening and cooking, you should learn how to combine these two niches and create a content out of it. For example, okay, let us say my passion is cooking and my passion is gardening. Gardening is my main passion and cooking is my sub passion. Now, if I want to connect it to the audience, what I will do is, okay, if you want to lead a healthy life, then you can grow your own vegetables at home, and that too with ease.
Okay.
Okay, how to do that? Here are 5 tips.
Perfect.
5 tips to grow your healthy vegetables at home with ease. This can be your hook, and you can create 5 different contents around it. Correct?
Yeah, that would be perfect.
One, you have given an ingredient for cooking, and on the other hand, you have given the tips to gardening also.
Gardening also.
Okay, this is how any niche can be connected with anything.
That's good.
Every individual should learn this art of connecting the things, because everything in the universe got connected to one another for sure. Nothing is independent of something.
That's true, because everybody is interdependent on each other's.
Yes.
That's great. And like talking about the same example as you mentioned about gardening and cooking. So let's assume we are discussing about the content, but how do we go further with that? Let's assume I am able to create content pieces on how do we do gardening, and like how do we actually go for cooking also as a, you can consider as the second hobby, right? But how do we move forward with that? Let's assume I want to monetize that.
Okay.
How do we go with that?
For monetizing, there are 2-3 different options available. Okay. First one, you can start gaining more followers. You can act as an influencer. Okay. Influencer marketing is one option to monetize any of the interest. The second thing is, you can start selling any of your affiliate products. Become an affiliate in the Amazon or Flipkart or JVZoo or Commission Junction. There are so many different platforms that are available, but the 4 main common and the trustworthy platforms that I've mentioned, you can become an affiliate in those platforms and fetch any of your affiliate links and promote that in your stories while creating a content. Okay. If people are willing to consume your content, after consuming your content, if they make a buying decision, if they click on that, you start making money. This is the second option.
Yeah.
Okay. Third, you can learn the skill of digital marketing in a good way. Initially, you might be doing it for yourself. Over a period of time, if you feel like, okay, now I want to start making money from by giving the services to the people who are into the same domain. Whatever you would be doing for yourself, you can do it for others also. For example, I'm a career coach. Okay, I help people make money in the online space by monetizing their passion. Okay.
Yeah.
And hence, I understand this domain very well. I understand in what way the people will behave and how the people will respond to what kind of language if I use in the ads. Okay, and for that reason, I am able to generate a lot of leads for most of my coaches and trainer clients. Okay, because they are also into the same domain. Whatever you are seeing here, these are my client. This is my client list actually. Okay, all of them are either coaches, consultants, or in the educational institutions. So once you start doing something for yourself, you can replicate the same work for others also and start making money from there also. This is the third best option.
That's great.
Okay, and you can also cross sell the products of each other. For example, if you are into mental health and psychology, and if you are into that coaching, and if I am into digital marketing, I can promote my courses to your students. You can promote my courses. I can promote your courses to my students. You can promote my courses to your students.
That's
Cross
true.
selling can also be done. Collaboration is the best
Collaboration
way
thing, yeah.
to make money now.
That's also a good one. So these are the 3 to 4 options, and that's a great answer. And now, as we are discussing about digital marketing thing, and as you're already into this field since last so many years, so what are the different changes you have seen so far in the form of digital marketing? Because I feel like when the digital marketing was in the initial phase, there were some, you can consider, there were a lot of things which were involved, but definitely in the initial stage it was like taking the first step, then second step, then third step. So what digital marketing used to be in, like, back in those days, and what it is right now, like what are the different changes which you have observed so far, and what is the future which you are able to sense based on your experience?
Okay. If I talk about future, by 2030, the digital marketing domain is going to grow to $15.5 trillion. $15.5 trillion by 2030. Okay. If I talk about how digital marketing was in those days and how digital marketing is now, so definitely there is a tremendous change. There is a big shift in the technology. And due to the invention of the AI, the way people are marketing has completely changed now. Okay? It's not the way of the marketing has changed, but the way of the delivery that has changed now. But having said that, any beginner will start looking at any particular domain based on his circumstances and his financial conditions. When I was working in the company, I started learning digital marketing. I started taking orders as a freelancer. I didn't have much money to invest on the tools. Okay, and that's why even though the things were there in the place, I couldn't use them. I did everything manually. Okay, so even now also the same condition applies to the people. There are so many free tools available. There are some freemium tools available. There are some paid tools available. Okay, the people has to get acquainted with the tools. They need to learn how to use those tools. Otherwise, they will travel from Delhi to Bangalore by walking for sure.
That's true.
Okay, there are tools available, there are systems available, there are softwares available that can ease your life and which can help you fasten your deliveries 5 times or 10 times. Okay, so my honest answer or the suggestion for this would be try to implement the tools that are available for your sake, which can help you fasten your process, and then you can leverage the power of it. Instead of handling one or two clients but without spending, people will think like, okay, if I'm paying 2,000 or 3,000 bucks for any one software, I want to save that. I'll do it myself. How much time is going to take? Okay, if it is going to take one more extra hour for one particular task, and if you're getting 5 clients like that, it is going to take 5 hours of yours. Whereas one tool can do the same task of 5 accounts in just 10 minutes. So you will save 5 hours, and you can utilize the same time to acquire two more clients, which will be yielding you another 20 to 30K. Okay, in the verge of spending, saving, if you start looking at saving 2 to 3,000 rupees or 5,000 rupees per month, you will end up losing 20 to 30,000 rupees per month for sure. If you don't broaden your thought process with respect to utilizing the resources.
That's a great answer, and I feel that with this main single belief, like as you mentioned, like at the spot of saving 2 to 3K, you're actually missing out on the bigger picture, which is like you can actually make somewhere around 20K to 30K, or maybe 50K also within that
Yes.
smaller span of time. Like as you mentioned about the span of 5 hours, and I feel that like money, I feel, because so far in my own experience, I'm able to experience that money we can earn at an instance of life, but the time which is gone, that's gone. Right. So once we try to understand and once we try to actually utilize the time thing at its peak, then we can ultimately make as much amount of money we want. And I also feel that like along with you can consider, along with using the softwares, whether it is free or freemium, or even you mentioned about the paid softwares, once we hire somebody along with us, or maybe it could be like co-founder of our company, or it could be somebody as an employee, that can also help us in order to save our time, and ultimately we can work upon ourselves, and we can actually broaden our audience also, and we can actually we can consider the number of clients in our company, right? So that's great. And right now we are discussing about the digital marketing right from the basics. So for the new audience, can you describe, like, let's assume you also mentioned about the thing which is influencer marketing, right? And nowadays it's like going crazy. A lot of YouTubers, a lot of big content creators, those are having millions of followers and they have very good engagement. So let's assume I'm having 10K followers right now. Let's take for example. And okay, because I've also seen like there are a lot of influencers, those who are having 3 to 4K followers. Is that more than enough? Like to start with influencer marketing? If
No.
we have good engagement? Okay.
To start with influencer marketing, there has to be, on an average, if any particular, it again depends upon the niche, okay?
Okay.
If you are a gadget freak and if you're creating a content out of gadgets, even 10,000 will work. People will start approaching you,
Okay.
okay? If it is related to entertainment, you must have more than 50K.
Yes.
If it is related to education, you must have more than 1 lakh. Because bigger the audience there, the bigger, sorry, bigger will be the conversion for the person who is approaching you for the marketing.
That's
Okay,
true.
if at all you are having an audience base of 50K, and if somebody, let us say Nike, comes to you and say that, okay, Sahil, take these shoes and please create a content around it and publish it. How much sales do you think you'll be able to get for Nike? It's hardly very, very minimal, right? And if Virat Kohli does it, what will be the impact?
That will be great one.
Okay, it again depends upon the niche. It again depends upon what kind of product or services around which you are creating a content. Okay, so that we cannot define, quantify. We cannot give any fixed number for this.
Okay, so let's aggregate it, but let's assume for the initial sake, like as you mentioned about, for some niches it could be like 4 to 5K or even 10K are enough to start with. For some niches it's like 50K to 60K, and for some
Yes,
it's beyond 100K, right?
correct.
So if I start influencer marketing right now, let's assume I'm having that number of followers and I'm having very good engagement rate also. So what is the average amount of money which I can make per month?
Okay, influencers in an online space right now who are having a fan following base of 1 lakh people, they can easily make somewhere between 50,000 to 70,000 rupees per month. Very easy.
Per month, okay. Only through influencer marketing, not with
Yes,
others.
only through influencer marketing I'm talking about.
That's
Easily, very comfortably, they'll be able to make 60 to 70K per month.
right. So, okay, that's a good one. And as you mentioned about the example of shoes, about you also took an example of Virat Kohli. So let's talk about personal brand now, because I feel that personal brand is very important in online space, because in online it's like we have not met anyone in person. We have not been known to that person. So what is the importance of creating a personal brand in the online space, and how do we go about that? Like, let's assume first, you can give the basic definition of what personal brand is all about, and you can also describe why it is important for us. And because, as you mentioned about the example of Virat Kohli itself, we can take somebody else as well, because it's like uh, the person who is well known into it. Because Virat Kohli is known as an athlete, right? He's a
Okay.
sports person. So for that, his online space is for sports and for this thing, athlete thing. For somebody, it could be only education, right? So what is the importance of online branding, like how to create a strong personal brand, and what are the different steps to look forward to create that own personal brand? So you can go for that.
Sure. Let me ask you one more question. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm asking a question now.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So, which is your favorite cold drink?
Which is your favorite?
Cold drink.
Cold drink. Okay. Let's go for Pepsi. Yeah.
Pepsi.
Just
Okay.
for the sake of example.
Let us assume that you have taken me to your birthday party, and there are other another 10 friends of yours who are sitting on the same table for the party. We have finished our dinner, and now we want to have Pepsi. Okay. If we are ordering a Pepsi, and if the waiter comes to you and and he brings in the Pepsi, just because the Pepsi bottles or Pepsi cans got dirty, and he just opens them and pours all the Pepsi in this bottle, and he brings it to you and gives it to you and say that, sir, here is your Pepsi, and we are offering 5% discount on this. Are you going to buy this or not?
I think no.
Why?
Because of the branding thing.
Huh.
Because
You
of the
will
appearance.
start considering this as a duplicate one, right? Even
Yes.
though bottle looks even more of a better quality than that, you won't consider it as a Pepsi, right?
Yes.
This is the importance of branding. If you want to create that trust, if you want to build that trust, first of all, you should get identified with those kind of color combination, fonts, styles, palettes, okay, whatnot.
Hmm.
Even if you go and hide the logo of BMW, people will be very easily able to tell you what car it is.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So that's the power of branding. And if at all somebody wants to start building branding, and especially for the coaches, consultants, or trainers who want to build their career as online coaches and trainers, should not invest more of their time into these kind of tasks. Okay, when they start invest for the sake of understanding, for the sake of learning, they can definitely invest the time on this. Okay, once they learn it, they will get to know what is the actual worth of this work of branding, what is the actual worth of this creating artworks, publishing the post, managing the social media. All these things can be managed by somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay, if you are good at psychology, if you are good at mental health, and if I have a client or an inquiry for the same reason, why do you think I should be handling it? You can do it much better than me, right?
Yes.
By offloading that work to you, if I can make some passive income, it's always better. Correct?
Yes.
Similarly, now if you want to create your own brand as a psychiatrist or as a mental health coach, and if you want to create your own branding, and if you want to do your branding by yourself also, you will first invest a lot of your time in learning these things. Okay? Then you will start investing most of your time in creating the content around it and converting that content into the visual patterns, which will kill your time for sure. Okay? Instead, hire freelancers, hire the trustworthy agencies, and then offload the small tasks to the people. Automatically, you can focus on your deliverables, you can focus on increasing, sharpening your skill sets in your core domain, and then grow your branding. Okay?
That's true.
So you cannot match a freelancer in this particular domain or in the branding domain who is working since last 2 hours, 2 years. Okay, your expertise cannot be matched to his experience,
That's true.
and that's why it is always a wise decision to offload these kind of small tasks to somebody who can do it for you in little better than you, for sure.
That's great answer, and that's honestly true. That's also what I'm able to see in a lot of people, that what they do is, let's assume they're expert in gardening. We took the example of gardening. So if they want to market their gardening in a digital space, what they do is they learn all these topics, and ultimately while learning those topics, they feel that now I'm not able to give more time to gardening, and then they feel like I'm not able to get those results, and they get back to level zero. But
Yes.
in that instance of time, what we can do is we can start with the basic things, and once we start generating smaller amount of income, like right from the basics, right from the month one, we can start hiring people, maybe on the freelance basis, maybe on internship basis, so that we can give them the money, but ultimately we can save the time, we can sharpen the saw, as it is like we can sharpen the skills, and ultimately we can deliver more good quality content based on that particular topic, rather than not being able to deliver the good quality content, even though we are delivering it, but still there is no deep meaning into it, because we are already learning about different aspects. So
Yeah.
that's great. And you also mentioned about the online branding. The question was also great, honestly. So right now we have discussed about like your professional part, but before switching to the personal life of you, like we will be discussing about money and other things also, would you like to add anything to the audience so that they can understand more about digital marketing? Is there anything else which we missed during this podcast?
Okay. Be it, okay, many people think that they will become very, very successful when they make a lot of money, which is not so. The money will follow them when they become successful. And to become successful, they need not have to search for the domain that can make them more money. Instead, they should search for the domain that they are interested in. Once they find out something that they are interested in doing, automatically they will put their heart and soul in doing that. Okay, and automatically there will not be any competition for them, because whether they get the money for that or not, they will continue doing it. By doing great things in life, it's always mandatory to do something that you love doing.
That's true. And that's actually like a deep concept. And even I'm going to go through that once again. So this is the one, or do you want to add anything else as well?
This should be fine, I think, for now. If
Okay,
you have any
great.
more other questions, then definitely I can elaborate on that.
That's great. So now getting back to the personal life of you, because right now we have discussed about digital marketing and other things, and I'm into money field. So what is the basic definition of money according to you at a personal level? Because right now you're at a phase where you have actually impacted almost around 38,000 lives, beyond that also. So what is the actual definition of money according to you? Because I feel that in life, whenever we are reaching the higher levels, whenever we are creating a bigger impact, the definition of all the things in our life, that becomes more simplified. So what is the simplified definition of money according to you?
According to me, money is the power that can help you help more and more people.
That's great. So money is the power which can help us to reach more and more people. It can help us to create more impact. That's great. And right now, let's assume there are three things, because these are the three primary things which I feel that these are very important at a human level. So according to you, what comes first? Money, health, or relationship? And why it comes first, second, or third? Whatever you can rank according to your priority list.
Okay. First is health, second is relationship, third is money.
And why?
Why? If I have the money and if I don't have the people to enjoy with, I'll not enjoy this money.
That's true.
And if I have money and if I don't have the health, then definitely, even if I have the relationship, I'll not be able to enjoy this money. Okay. If I have the health, then I can definitely spend a quality time with my relationships.
Yes.
And I can think of making more money. I can put effort in making money.
That's true.
Okay. If I have good health and if I have good relationships, then definitely I'll be working. I can easily focus on creating the life that I want. Once I start working towards that wholeheartedly, then automatically money will follow.
That's true, and that's actually one of the greatest answer which I've got so far on this podcast series. Because honestly, I've also been observing a lot of multi-billionaires, and even not just billionaires, multi-millionaires, millionaires also, and even the high performers, those who have actually created a bigger impact in this world. They also mentioned that whenever it comes to money, they have actually kept it at the least side, because they feel that the health and the relationship part, that is very important. Because once health and relationship both are sorted, we can actually focus on creating new things, and once we create those things, we can create the impact, and ultimately money will follow, right? So that's also like a very great answer, and thank you so much for sharing that. And the very last question of this podcast, because of the time constraints we can't go beyond that, but the very last question would be like, what would be your one piece of advice, or maybe two or three if you wish to, for the people, those who are actually willing to start their digital marketing journey, or maybe they are already into it but they want to excel to the next level?
Okay, the honest suggestion would be, please keep learning. Don't think that I have learned enough and I can do everything now. Digital marketing is an ocean. Okay, the day you stop learning, the day you will stop growing. That is the most and the basic understanding one should have if they want to grow in this way. And the second thing is, it's not only important to learn the skill set, but it is very, very important to know and learn how to apply it to different sectors, different domains. That is very, very important. Because people won't buy your product, people won't buy your services, people will buy you first. So if you know and if you learn how to connect with people, then definitely people will start connecting with you, and then they will buy you first, and then they will buy you your services or products, whatever it is. Okay, so these are the two important things that one should learn along with the skill set of digital marketing, because digital marketing will have the set of processes.
True.
Take any field for that. For example, every field will have set of processes to execute any task. Okay, what matters is how you are going to execute. The only difference between the most successful digital marketer and an unsuccessful digital marketer is that the successful digital marketer will understand how to include the psychology, how to connect with the people, how to communicate with the emotions. Okay, these are the three things that a successful digital marketer will use. Whereas unsuccessful digital marketer will always talk about the features, benefits, advantages of the products or services. No, people are not going to buy them. For example, if I tell you that, okay, here's a new phone that I have to offer you, and it has 100 times more the apps than your phone, and it is costing you only 50,000 rupees. Will you buy this?
This is for the benefit side. Okay. Hopefully not.
Yeah. Why? Because I have not created a need for it.
Yes.
Without understanding your need, without understanding your emotions, without understanding your constraints, I have just pitched in the product. No.
That's
You
not.
need to understand what is your need first, and then communicate it in your own language to sell something. Definitely it will be so.
That's great. And actually, that's a very great piece of advice. And like, as you mentioned about both the advice, I would like to continue with that, because that's what also I've learned, is that, as you mentioned about never stop learning. Like, the day you stop learning is the day you stop growing. And even I do mention this one statement in my community also, is that life never stops teaching. So why to stop learning? Right. So that's also a great one. And the second one, as you mentioned, like the difference between the successful digital marketer and the unsuccessful one is how we implement the tools, the basic set of tools. And even at this instance of time, I do remember about this one quotation from my mentors, is that applied knowledge is much more greater as compared to any kind of knowledge. And that's what you are able to share into this podcast. And once again, thank you so much, Vireesh sir, for sharing all your wisdom, which we have been into this podcast. And I hope that audience has also got a lot of value from this podcast to understand right from the basics. And we took a lot of examples also about personal brand, about online branding. We also discussed about influencer marketing, and it was actually a very good time. Like while talking about digital marketing, although I was aware about few concepts, but I was not aware about how do we connect all these things and many other things as well. So definitely I'm going to watch this podcast once again. And once again, thank you so much for being on our podcast show. It was actually a very great experience. And once again, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sahil. Thank you so much for considering me worth inviting on your podcast. It will be definitely my pleasure. And thank you for helping me sharing my knowledge and experience with your audience too. I hope the tips or the details that I have shared might be of some help to the people around you.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much. Yeah. Thank you. All right. So this is the end of this particular episode. And please do make sure that if you're someone who is looking forward to convert your passion into profits and start making money through the help of digital marketing, then Vireesh Basavaraj is your one-stop solution. And even if you're someone who is looking forward to upgrade your digital marketing journey, you want to excel your digital marketing journey, then he is your one-stop solution. All the social media links are already given in the description box, including his website, Instagram profile, and along with that, I've also shared his YouTube channel and other social media handles. Please do check out and reach out to him so that he can help you out, and you can also become a part of his community so that you can start making money online with the help of digital marketing. And before you leave, please do make sure that you check out our previous episode of the Achievers Club podcast show and hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, live fully, love openly, and make the difference today. I wish you joy and abundance in all you do.